Hi guys, today I have a Viperion redesign for you. Sorry that it's taken me this long to get to the Viperion redesign, but I was kind of debating which hero I should redesign next. Sorry if my voice sounds a little weird, allergies, haha, which is lovely when it's midterm week. Anyways, I was debating which hero to do next, and then I just kind of thought about it and decided why not just go based off of the order I went in for my Miraculous Mary series. So yeah, if you guys don't know what that is, it is on my Instagram. I will be showing it here at some point. Don't know when I'll get to that, but it will be here and I'll show the designs, explain the powers, all that good stuff. If you don't follow me on Instagram and you want to, my handle is McGee_GogglesMcGee. Anyways, back to our Viperion, aka Luca Kofane. Gotta say, he is one of the heroes that has one of the weirdest poses, like ending pose for his transformation. Like, it's a little ridiculous. It's not Chat Noir ridiculous, but it's close. It's there. Yeah. Like, boy, what possessed you to pose like this? Because this looks very snaky. You may notice I gave thick thighs. Yes, because in the show, he's a delivery boy, and he has a bike, and he bikes everywhere. Have you met people who bike? They have the biggest thighs and the biggest calves I've ever seen in my life. Well, besides ballet dancers, they got muscle. But yeah, just gotta make that thicker. But anyways, I instantly was one of those people who loved Luca as soon as he was introduced on the show. I love his overall design, although the first introduction we had to him and those, like, no eyelashes look, like, Zag, you could have done much better, and they did get better later on in the season. Like, because I know his first design had him with the greenish-hued hair that he has for Viperion now, but they made it more blue in the later season and later episodes, which I am a big fan of. Like, that was a good redesign for Zag. Viperion does have one of my favorite hero looks. Like, it's a great look for a hero. Again, though, they only give these kind of looks to the boys, but it just didn't feel like Luca. And I know the whole point of the superhero is to kind of disguise the fact of the hero. Giving him snake bites because, he's the snake hero. Why not? And, like, I know Luca is probably the person who's not afraid to get piercings. Like, he has pierced ears. But I feel like, just for the fun of it, he would add snake bites to his overall look. Also, he has, like, one of the best masks on the show. I took off, like, the little nostril design that they had in the show because that was just a weird look. Also, yes, his hair is going to be pushed back a little. Well, the bangs. What inspired this overall hair design is when he is transforming. When he makes the mask appear, his hair, like, flies up, and I was like, hey, that's a cute look. Then I was like, well, yeah, why not just add that to the hero look? Because, because he doesn't look all that much different as a hero. Like, yes, they changed the overall hair color-ish. It's just a tint different. And they made his eyes green. And his lips, like, uber pale, which that is not a design choice I liked. But, overall, it still, like, looks like Luca. Like, you look at him and you're like, if you've ever met him in your life, you're probably like, yeah, that's Luca. Although I know that the miraculous magic makes sure that you do not recognize the holder. I still want them to look different than their normal designs. So, yeah, hair pushed back. That was what my brilliant mind came up with, which actually I do rather like the whole look of. Um, but again, the outfit, as much as I love it, it doesn't like scream Luca. And I know I'm like kind of contradicting myself here by saying like, oh, I want it to look different than his normal self, but also I want it to look like him or something he would wear. That's just me. So yes, giving the boy a cape, cause that sounds fun. Just the aesthetic of it also, I think would be really cool. Also, can I just tell you guys how much I do not like the leer, or lyre, however you say it, as the weapon for the snake? But, like, I get it. Like, distance fighter-ish. I mean, he does get kind of up close to the fights in some episodes. And I get that he's kind of like a, not really a last resort kind of hero, but like you want him there when you're absolutely certain that you will need a second chance. So I get that he's like kind of a background fighter, if anything, like a distance fighter. Distraction fighter, if you will. Also, I hate the shape of this lyre, however you say it. So my headcanon for this hero, sorry, distracted by the lines. Overall, the hero can change the lyre into any instrument that they want to use. I only picked the lyre for this picture because it is like his original look, but I feel like he can change it into a guitar if he needed it to be. Because also just where would you have the communication device in that lyre? Like, is there a little secret panel that opens up? What's going on? Because, like, we know that the heroes can connect to each other with, like, little Bluetooth pods hidden in their miraculous weapons. Also, can I just say how fascinated I am with that technology? Because it's not just the heroes that can connect with this miraculous technology. They can connect to outside forces. Like, that is something super cool, and I would want to get into, because, like, is it through magic? It would have to be through magic, right? That you can, like, still contact, like, the radio stations and all this. That's, like, super cool to me. Like, I mean, that just explains it. Like, magic, that's how I have all these numbers saved on my little phone. But yeah. So, I was gonna go with, like, a little scarf around the waist kind of look, but I was like, I didn't really like how that was coming out, so gave him a utility belt. Why? Don't know. I mean, I like the look of it on this design. Also, again, just my love of Batman shining through. I just really love Batman, okay? But yeah, I liked this a lot better than, like, the skin-tight suit for Luca as well, because he just doesn't seem like the person who would care for that kind of look. So, you know, gave it more than, like, one piece. And, yeah. Trying to keep the boots looking the same as the bottom of the suit, ish. But overall, I'm, like, really happy with how the design comes out. For one, it just feels more Luca to me, and it just, I don't know, it feels more hero-ish, I guess. Like, more like a teen hero, I suppose. Like the teen getting to wear something that is comfortable to them. Also, yeah, can we just talk about, like, the symbols in the back? Like, Also just gonna give this boy the eyeliner look in this mask. And of course gonna give him those green eyes, because that is what they give him in the show. Of course, it's a different green than what I chose, but trying to choose a different green than what I gave Cat, because you can easily mistake it as trying to copy Cat's look of the eyes, but I think it's really cool that, like, they take on the animal look of the eyes in a way. Where this, because I tried it with Carapace as well, but where this varies, I think the colored, the whole lens look works for Cat and Viperion. It didn't work for Carapace, though. I might go back and redo Carapace at some point, probably after this whole series is done. But yeah. So I did try to, like, match the colors to the pictures I had gathered for reference. Did change them up a little, because I liked the somewhat bluish green look that Luca had going on, and then later down the road they tried to make him seem more green, which, yeah, that was cool. I respect that and all, but I just liked the bluish green look he got going on. Also, he just has so many tones of it as well, like, all throughout the outfit. See, that's what I like. He's got a variety to his look. It's not one notish. And, like, again, as much as I like Cat Noir's design, like his original design, it just, like, one notish, but it did have the desired effect. Like, it's simple, but I got the point across. He's Chat Noir. He's the Cat Miraculous holder. But yeah. So I decided to just go in with my flat colors before going in with the details. Because usually when I color a drawing, I put the base color and just immediately go in with those details. And I wanted to try something different this time around. I've been trying it for other drawings, and actually I really like how it goes. Because when I put all the flat colors, I can see the picture. Like, I can see it forming, and that's just, like, super cool, instead of, like, going detailed section by detailed section. Something I do like about Luca's character, just the relationship he has with Julika. Like, that older sibling relationship. Like, because they could have easily put the stereotypical sibling relationship between, like, the older brother and the younger sister, where the younger sister is annoying to the older brother and the older brother is annoying and mean to the younger sister. And it's just refreshing. It's a refreshing thing to see. Like, they both take comfort from each other. Kind of like Mabel and Dipper in Gravity Falls. Like, that's a sibling relationship I really like as well. But with Luca, I just love how supportive he is of his sister. And you can tell that they love each other, like, a lot. And that's something I really enjoy. He just seems like a good big brother. But he's just, overall, he's a great character. I know a lot of people didn't like him because they would call him, like, Cardboard Luca. Like, he has no personality besides being there as another love interest for Marinette. I don't think that. I never thought that when I saw the character. Like, I get he is supposed to be, like, a new love interest and whatnot, but I never saw him as just that. Because, I mean, first introduction, he wasn't introduced as, like, a love interest. He was introduced as Julika's brother, which I really like that. And I know a lot of people don't like Luca purely because it gets in the way of Adrianette. I'm sorry, folks. I am a multi-shipper. I really enjoy the ship Lucanette. Like, I think it's really cute. I think it could happen. And honestly, at this point, I find it a better relationship than Adrianette, because if they tried to force Adrianette right now, it would be just that. It would feel like a forced relationship, because Adrian just does not see Marinette like that, and it's getting really tiring seeing Marinette fail so many times to confess to Adrian. Like, at this point, it's sad. Like, it's genuinely making me upset how much she has to be the butt of everyone's joke in the writing right now. Like, either everything is her fault, or she continuously is making mistakes on trying to win Adrian's affections. And, like, this is something I like about the Lucanette ship, is that we get to see it in Silencer, where, yes, she's interested in him, she's interested in Luca, and you can see it, but she can actually talk to him. Like, she genuinely enjoys talking to him, interacting with him, and she's not stressed with him. She's relaxed. And I think that's a good basis for a relationship. Like, you feel comfortable enough around them. And, kind of spoilers, I guess. Like, yes, spoilers, so if you haven't watched Miracle Queen or any of that, maybe mute me for a bit. In Miracle Queen / Love Eater, he tells Marinette, like, she can be just herself around him. And she can, that's just the thing. We see this in Silencer. Like, she can be herself. She doesn't lose sight of what she's doing just because of a boy, like we see with Adrian. She's level-headed, she can do her stuff while still being in the same vicinity as him and still, like, enjoying his company, talking to him and everything. And I think that's something you need in a relationship. Also, yes, I am drawing every scale by hand because I cannot make a brush on this app. But anyways, yeah, I think that's why I think Lucanette's just, like, such a good ship. And, like, they build off of each other, it feels like. Like, they have that creative encouragement in their relationship. Both create and both are just so amazed with the other and continuously, like, encourage them to do what they want to do, and I think that's really great as well. And the problem with Adrianette and Lady Noir right now is that both sides hold the other person on a pedestal. And with Luca and Marinette, neither hold each other on a pedestal, and I think that's why they're working out so well together right now. As for Adrian and Kagami, I think it's cute, but it's kind of like the Lady Noir situation and the Adrianette situation. Kagami kind of holds Adrian on a pedestal. We see this in, what's it called? We see this in episodes with her involving Adrian. Where she, like, says he's perfect and he's perfect for her. Like, that's a whole other pedestal and just not healthy thinking when it comes to relationships. Sorry that I ranted so much about the ships, but it is something that I feel like for this show. And honestly, at this point, as much as I am an Adrianette shipper, and I was in the beginning, I still am. It's just, it wouldn't feel good to have them be together now. Like, nothing would come up with it. It would feel forced at this point that they end up together. Like, I would honestly be fine, and I know it sounds bad, but I would be fine if they didn't get together because they would be happy with other people. And that's all I really want for these characters, is to be happy. But the only one who gets to be happy seems to be Adrian. I don't hate Adrian as a character, I just hate how he doesn't, like, face consequences of his actions, and he's always seen to be the purity of the show. Like, he can never do wrong, and what he does is out of love, but when Marinette does it, she's completely in the wrong. Like, there's so much pressure on her for being, like, a 15-year-old that it's just sad at this point. Especially with how the writers keep writing her to be the fault of everything. Like, honestly, what does that tell young girls that are watching your show? Like, honestly, watching it, and seeing this girl who's doing everything for her dreams and all this and liking this boy, and she just continuously is doing wrong. Imagine all the little girls who like look up to Marinette or like relate to Marinette, and all they see in this show is her failing over and over again or being the butt of a joke. But back to the design. I really like the scale look. Like, yes, it did take time, but overall, I'm really happy with how it came out. Like, it came out super good in my opinion. Just overall, the new suit. And I wanted his little miraculous symbol on the little belt buckle. Added the eyes, took away the eyes. Liked it better without the eyes. But actually, I am, I know it's my own design, but I really like my own design. As bad as that sounds. But yeah. So we're going to move on to the hair here. Actually really like the look of the hair. Again, like, yep, my own design, but I really like it. I don't know, because like almost every other character who has a miraculous and does a transformation changes their hair in some way. Well, I guess except for Nino. Nino can't do much with the short hair look. Then again, it's hidden under the hood. But yeah, he's like the only one that doesn't really change his hair, and I don't know. Really wanted to see that on Luca, which is again why I did this whole hair look. But sorry, I just get a little caught up in everything when it's going down. I was gonna add like more piercings to the ears, but then I was like, I think the snake bites are better off just there. Being the only other piercings he got. I just like really overall like the thought of him having a cape with like the diamond back pattern on the back. Because that is what Sass is modeled after, a diamondback snake. And I think, again, spoilers ahead for Miracle Queen and Love Eater. Because Hawkmouth has now found out everyone who helped the heroes, like, identity-wise. I think it would be a good time because I don't think they should go and pick all new users. That would just be so whack and tedious at this point. But maybe giving the same people the same Miraculous, changing their look, and giving themselves different hero names. Like, I am a sucker for the Viperion name, like, that's hella cool. But maybe changing it to something simple like Diamondback or something, just so he can keep the Miraculous, because I really don't want to see anyone else without the Miraculous. I think Sass and Luca reflect each other well. And I've gone off a bit about this, of how I think you can be a Miraculous's true holder, or you just resonate better with a Miraculous. Again, I'm going to say it, I hate these backgrounds. What is up with these backgrounds? Like, I'm not going to change it because I do want to, what's it called? Incorporate the transformation background and the symbol. Since I am redesigning the hero looks, like, I feel like this is a good thing to do, but again, I just don't like these backgrounds. Like, what possessed you? And yes, I changed the greens on here, but what possessed you to change it that green? But anyways, here's our finished Viperion. Love it. You know what? I kind of totally forgot to go over his power changes. So, he does have snake eyes, which he can hypnotize someone with for a short amount of time. Of course, still has the, what's it called? Second chance, but yeah.